Yo, what's up, my people? It's your baby boy KCZ, and I'm back again with the Masterminds podcast episode. But today, I'm hosting Webby and John. It's been a while. I think the last ever podcast we posted before the previous podcast. These are the people I was with. I guess so. I'm more than a podcast. I hope that I don't
This time we'll be updating you, telling you about whatever that will be happening. We promise you this time.
So these guys are going to be regular guests per podcast time. So mkadavat every week madavat va Webby, ila imbi wiki va Johnny, Shanshan, ama Johnny manda pasha mama regular podcast ukuya.
Hapana ibwera hapa for good hapa nomba.
Podcast chalo.
Angitapali ifya kulanda putoa kula fwaya.
Ya kula fwaya kita kulanda. Vibe mama ba SDA.
Sa.
Chiefs adengere mu ya kulanyo kuku. And you were supposed to go. I was supposed to go ku Siavonga.
Yes. I was supposed to go there. But then we are in different conferences. They are from Lusaka conference and I'm in Midlands West.
So you're not in Lusaka?
No, yes. Here where we are, Eden. This is Midlands.
Oh, so
and
people
those guys
in this Lusaka West area.
Yes, Lusaka West area. These guys from Garden and all that, they're all in Midlands. And then those guys from
Lusaka.
Yes, John Lengi, they're from Lusaka conference. McKenny and all that.
But how come the guys from what's this called? Ridgeway something. They also followed. Did they just follow, or are they also in Lusaka?
They're in Lusaka conference.
Also,
yes, they combined with those guys. Woodlands, they all joined. Yes, those guys.
Woodlands is a conference.
Yes, Woodlands conference, Lusaka conference, and Midlands conference.
So they're just two conferences.
Yes, they split the opinion within Lusaka.
Oh, so some of the people from Woodlands also went?
Yes, other people, they also went and they joined there. Actually, we were also supposed to go as Midlands West, but then the problem is we couldn't go. No, the conference here in Sakanya to say no, there is COVID. We were supposed to go. Yes, we were supposed to go.
But speaking of COVID, speaking of COVID, how did you organize a conference during a COVID pandemic?
Actually, we didn't know it's going to come because during the time we planned before the time year camp.
You planned the camp before the third wave.
Yes. So we started planning in April there. After April we started, then the final August when we were planning for December that we'll be going for a camp. And then on the way COVID came in. So our president conference, the president for the conference said, Midlands, we're not going to go because of COVID. Okay. So we've cancelled. Then our friends...
Was it really because of COVID or because of financial crisis?
No, not financial, man. Everyone was really... And they really advertised it.
How much was it?
It was about 500.
Oh, 500.
It was,
and then how many days
it was cheap. It was just for a week.
And then the day the guys died, was it not the day... They were supposed to come the following day before they died?
Yes, they were supposed to come before... Yes, actually, that was the day. So those guys... they decided that they should go, and within the conference said, "Okay, we'll go." Obviously, they got the permission.
Okay, so now, here is the John. We have not forgotten about you, but let this guy SDA talk about this issue for now. Yeah. So, I want you to talk about this because you have been to many of these kind of camp meetings, right? I leader also. So, what do you think caused that? I hear that thing happened on a Sabbath, right? Not I hear. This actually happened on a Sabbath.
Yes.
And it happened around 16.
Yes.
Don't you guys have Sabbath classes at that time?
It depends with how it was the setup of the camp. Actually, on a Sabbath, whether you go anywhere else, see the program of the camp on a Saturday, Sabbath is always holy. You keep it holy.
You don't swim on
Sabbath. You can't go and swim on a Sabbath. In spite of the program that you've made, say, okay, we'll go there, and then the Sabbath will be doing, they had all week.
Okay.
And obviously...
During the week, they had done the swimming, right?
Yeah, they did everything. And those guys, they just sneaked out. And it's a pity that one of the leaders was also among them. I'm a leader, I'm a master guide, and I'm also a seniorist leader. I know exactly when we are in the camp, when we make rules to say, they should always camp master. And obviously, camp master told them to say, guys, this today, it's worship, Sabbath. Yes. So obviously, in their minds, they were just like, oh no, we are not happy that those guys, they've gone.
No. We're not saying it's their fault, but what we are saying is that
they did not follow the rules.
Yeah, it's very important.
It is also a lesson to each and everyone.
Yes.
When you've gone to a camp,
always follow the rules.
Be scout and always follow the rules of the camp.
And have you noticed that most of these accidents that happens during the camp, everyone, whenever it happens, it's always on those people that don't follow rules.
Exactly.
Why is it like that?
Because, in fact, I don't even know why we don't even listen. We don't even learn lessons. Because exactly when such kind of things happen, they always tell them to say, but they still don't follow the rules. And then when they go out...
from this whole scenario, are we blaming any leaders on this in any way? Camp leaders.
I'm blaming the leaders who went with them. Because they were leaders, they were not supposed to sneak out. At times, a leader might not be able to see each and everyone in the camp. There were many.
Yes. But again, there's that voice note. I don't know. Boy, now got the voice note. It has to circulate. Mm-hmm. Do you have it? We'll play it later. Look for it. That guy who survived, in a voice note, he said, yes. Meaning there's a lot of people who sneaked out, which means the camp master noticed that the number has reduced.
Exactly.
Why did the camp master make a follow-up? Why do you think? I know we are not there, but why do you think the camp master did not make a follow-up?
Sneaking out, he didn't know exactly where they went. How would he follow them up? By the way, now the other programs that are happening, and it was obviously looking after the people that were there, and then he's not yet sure. Mind you, but few what we've gone.
So you don't know where to look for them from. Okay.
By the way, he's an Adventist, and obviously he could think they can't go and swim because he's an Adventist, and they know it's against the law going to swim on the Sabbath and then doing those such
So it didn't even click that maybe
maybe they've gone this side. So I wouldn't blame the camp master or the other senior leaders who were there, because these people, they sneaked. I'm blaming the leaders who were with these people,
who sneaked out
with these people, because they were not supposed to do that. That is totally wrong. And that person, I know they are one of survivors. I hear one of the leaders, one of them survived, right?
Yes.
And that one, I can tell you and assure you that person is in soup.
At church?
Yes, not only at church. Conference leaders.
Oh, so they're going to punish him or something like that?
Not really, but then at times it depends. Because one is not doing what he was supposed to do. Censure for not following the rules and all that. Censure is when they tell you, say, no, my brother, you did something wrong, so you're not doing anything in the church. No posts, no singing, no standing in front,
not coming in church.
No, in church you can come worship. Just coming to worship, you go back. All the posts that you had, Bashta sees Yonse, not until the term you were prepared to save Yonse. Like for example,
okay, so let's play this sound and then just hear what happened, and we'll talk about it after this. Just hold on.
So we left the camp for swimming. We went to the beach. We were just a number of us. Though we sneaked out.
Yes, and that is
after we reached Koja, we were swimming normally throughout the week. Then we reached boat my boat nsomba vichi parking akumbali. So my guys in the pamens were so very. She were swimming the other side. Actually, permission shabu boat. And she then a man's in Kaibongen. So can't you just boat chains and make is actually a few of my guys was a few then when they were getting somber. My get to Carpenter, Jamanka Pamans throughout to sick. So after that, after she fuel, Abuachiri that she bought Shambo Boya Pamans. The even local independence of Bambidi, my guys manage. I titans in Am Camp, Aqua Activacas diving, and my guys are coming coach. In fact, to Bana to come coach. To Anna to Anna, Shabet, Cambe to Mutma, to Anna Toma toma 10 or 11 years twenze pa boat na 12. So after I started floating chambo enda chienda kulika white beacon kamana pakakorangiza kuti uko kutari uko mfupi. After chambo fika paja my guys venangwenza bwa bambo jump. So chenda slow, so people were not seeing kuti chiende. So bajumpa my guys are many these guys that have died. Bajumpa last. So what happened after bajumpa venango wesiwenzo bwera na pamwamba kajumpa jumpira manzi je pamenzo endera. They don't know how to swim, guy.
Okay, let's pause here. Just a minute. If you know you don't know how to swim, why even jump in the water in the first place? Because I hear someone explained, I listened to the radio the other day, the driver told them, the driver of the same fishing rig, the boat, fishing rig rather, he told them to say, if it can end up, tibwera mairo kuma 04. So that's why they were jumping out of the boat. So now, if you know that I cannot swim, why even jump in the water in the first place?
A problem onkwete chiwafyala tunka to me nende munokowati obviously they knew how to swim bambi, others they knew and others just they were paying. I mean, that was the consequences that they were facing for breaking. And then
today I was listening to the news on the radio. I hear the owner of the boat has been arrested. No, the operator of the boat has been arrested.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, let's listen to the voice note.
But again, according to what I know, boat you said that to my lifesaver. When you get in the boat,
but and then the boat, the design of the boat is not for swimming or
that's
anything.
It's
for fishing.
That's why he has been arrested, because he allowed all those people to be in that boat when that boat.
No, the problem that guy made, that's why he has been arrested, was the time he was taking off. He would have said, guys, Selukani, or maybe he did. Or maybe he did. So we don't know yet. Maybe he told them, guys, because I hear somebody said, so by the virtue of him saying that, you have to know
so something would have clicked into somebody's mind to say, since I don't know how to swim, I can't go up to since this boat is not coming back.
If it was you in the boat, would you have jumped out? Like the time he said first,
I wouldn't in the first place. No boat state in Jingiremo. Why not I'll be going back home.
Boat.
That's in Jingiremo. But the thing is, I watched the video and the guys were just jumping for fun. It's more like they made
just playing.
Yes, they were just playing. It's more like
sure,
yeah. So I think they were just making a boat as a what do you call it? A diving board. Yes.
Oh. So number guys, and then that operator comes. The moment the boat starts taking off, now I'm never to the boat that are weird. Why are you still in the boat, man? They've put to my beacons, my white beacons that shows
exactly.
So why when they saw that the boat the white bone, why didn't they jump out? Just at that point. How about the pressure?
I don't know what was using the menu.
So okay, let's continue playing the voice note for actually have a party.
As we were trying to save the same guys, we managed to save 3 at all. So as I was swimming, then stapanga chen kutiti don't san manjenes nare kerera as I was holding the other guy on menenzamwe. Then there was one on menenzeli pants. And on pulling a kukwendo. I don't know what he did kukwendo, but and cheat. And I think he's one of the guys who have died. I was even drowning. Other pamens on idonsa kwendo. Ngati siwa guys when zapanga chain koni donsa. That 9 is 9 there kumos.
Whoever came up with the chain.
So after that, then start choka once.
Okay, hold on first. We'll answer you later.
That then start choka once manzi. Then kwangina madivers wakwamene kuno Siavonga to check how many guys are there. We only knew that one guy is missing. After checking, only to find that 6 guys are missing. Then my divers then pants pants Then they said we can't manage to pull them out because we don't have oxygen bottles. So let's wait for oxygen bottles, then we are pulling. But they took time for them to get my oxygen bottles, so there was no chance of survival. From the guys. That's how. That's how we left the beach, Kubuamu camp, and we were waiting for the information. Only to get the information to say no. The wapeza covered 5 winang wachokotuma manje manja for sometimes back kuti abweraeka pamwamba.
So this is what happened. Those who did not know about the story, this is what happened according to the guy who was there, a survivor. So number problem was party.
Do you think if those divers who went there to save those guys, if in the first place just there after kuingira mulanga bali basenda bali abantu, do you think they would have survived? Those 2 they found.
No, I was saying the Prapene.
Yes.
Chances were there. Now I was saying, let's say in 3-5 minutes, a chance was there. Because the heart continues beating. So somehow, CPR, but ama hospitals in Garikompe picture survivors somehow.
Those divers, are they not paid for saving lives? Could have been if they just there when something happens?
I'm a divers. I've never been there.
No, they are employed.
I've never been there. So
they're employed for that. They're divers who works there. That's why even saying those divers they were came, but then they said they never had oxygen bottles, so they cannot allow to get them. Of which to me that's wrong. If they should be, they should be aware.
I'm not going to blame the drivers or whatever because I do not know what they. I've never been there before. I've never been to Siavonga.
I've been there before. I went there.
But I think for safety measures, oxygen bottles are not supposed to be at least not more than 2 minutes away. I don't think.
That's what I'm saying. This is the reason why those people, but they get paid just for that. I've been there before, and I know we went as youth as well. They were given questions and there are some people that also educate us about it. Apa we reach here and then and all that, and they are paid for them. If anything happens, they should go there and save lives. But then, how do they go without oxygen bottles? To me, it doesn't make sense. How do you go to save somebody? Yeah, you've gone there to dive there without having those. Then when you find them, you go back.
If divers are around the area, they must have oxygen bottles.
Exactly.
You don't have to go, okay, my oxygen bottle.
Why did they jump in Mumensh without having those in the first place? It's better they take long, but made my oxygen bottles, then why end up the rescue those people. Yes, maybe it would have made sense. And like going there, wasting time after our pays, and then they come out and saying we don't have.
According to the guy, he says there's a guy who pulled his leg while they made the chain moving. Some guy pulled his leg, and then he's saying, I think he's one of the guys who died. Let's go Okwinang. So but he managed to come out and go.
Exactly.
So which means I think he must be one of the guys who. So meaning ngatenze pants for a long time. I think there was a chance of survival.
So yes, so in swimming we have honor in swimming, and that is one of the rescue the tasks that we've had and that we always teach about before going there. So what happens is you make a chain. If something has happened, when you go there, you make a chain so that you can rescue other people about the moria. You get what I'm saying? So the chain that they made, so.
Well, we're recording something, so we'll call you later just in a few minutes.
Can just join?
I know, we'll call you. Okay, yeah, you can sit there. All right, yeah. So, yeah, I hear your point. So okay, RIP to the guys that have lost their lives. It's a very unfortunate situation. We are very sorry. Condolences to the family. I can't imagine how sad, how painful this is to lose someone like that.
Yeah.
And tomorrow is the 5th of January. There will be a burial for the guys. Are you going to attend?
Obviously, I just have to attend.
So we have to attend.
Fellow Adventists. Yes, even you have to attend.
We have to. Okay, we'll make a plan.
Because my neighbor, one of the people that died, is a relative. So she came to explain to me. She told me this is what is happening, blah blah. So I was like, I'm so sorry. So I cannot just afford to attend. By the way, I'm also a leader, and all the leaders there needed that side. And it's good that the government is, sponsored.
The government has actually sponsored the coffins, the food, and everything. And they're being buried at Mutumbi, you know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
But I think there'll be buses and transport. The government will provide.
They'll provide. That's the government.
So let's see what happens. So we'll make a plan for tomorrow if we'll go there or not. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic. But John, the government never studied this in Drama. Isha free education. They've released about 300 and something million kwacha for free education. So, and then I was listening to the news earlier today about President Back PF, by Mr. What do you think? What you say? Like, is it a good thing that the government has actually implemented the free education that we highly anticipated?
I don't know, but I feel there are about 3,800 government schools
and
in Zambia.
And they're not only allocating for government schools, also community schools.
Yes, community schools. Okay, let's just say about 4,000 schools. And then if you're going to divide that money
into all the schools,
I think each school will be getting
around
15
around 30,000, yes. Which means and then they said this is for a term, right? Which is 3 months, right? Yes. Which means it's going to be at least 10,000 per month. The money is not really enough. The money is not enough, but is it a good thing that they've done this, or what should we do? What should they do? What's the solution? What do you think is the solution? Should they release more funds, or what can be done?
I think they should release more
funds.
More funds, yes.
And then given said something like Bernard, do you want to say something? Before you say something, wait.
It was a mistake.
Okay. If you want to say something, come nearer. There's a guy who has just joined us. He's a teacher, actually. He's a teacher of French. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Okay, before you say something, Mr. Ben, given when they said, okay, free education is okay, the money is not enough, but let the PTA continue, which let every student pay at least what did he say? I don't know what he said, but he said let the students pay at least 200 pay. I don't know, pay something for at least quality education to continue and everything like that. What do you think, Ben?
Mr. Luwinda is right. Being a teacher, I know.
Just speak up a little bit.
Mr. Luwinda is very right.
Okay.
Being a teacher, I know what happens in schools. Okay. And running a school isn't a joke. You really need enough funds.
Okay.
To my side, I've appreciated the step that the government has taken, but then the money isn't enough, and they even know that. As the result, a lot of schools are going to
shut
down, or maybe they'll fail to operate accordingly.
Or maybe they'll prune some members of staff.
Yes, actually, my baby mama was teaching at Kavlonga Girls under PTA.
Yes.
But she was told to stop because the government has implemented free education. So pupils will not have to pay the PTA fees,
Yes.
So she was told to stop. Now imagine how many teachers have lost jobs just like her. She used to get at least something like 3,500. It used to help her, Yes, under PTA. Now she was told to stop because the school has no funds. As the result, the school lack teachers.
And that's not the only school.
Mm-hmm.
So
not only about
manpower, right?
Yes.
And those maids who clean,
they'll have to stop.
The security,
they'll have to
electricity
stop.
bills.
Now imagine how schools will be like.
So you know what I've noticed about what I've noticed. Being a president,
which happened in Ghana.
Okay.
With the current president, Mr. Anna Addo. He also came up with this thing of free education. Go to Ghana now today. Ask if people are taking their kids into public schools. Very few. Now private schools, a few.
So maybe my question would be, Mr. Bennett, the way you're explaining. So you are against of free education?
No, I've gotten him right. He's not against. He's just looking at the negative effect of it.
Mr. Lubinda came up with a good suggestion.
Uh-huh.
If they can let all pupils pay at least 300.
200, you say?
Or 200 or 300.
PTA.
It will be okay, yes. Because it will
So
help.
how often do they pay PTA?
It's just per term. That's all.
Also, it's 200 per term.
Yes.
And then the fees were how much per year?
Oh, well, they were going at 600. Actually, it's cheap.
Per year?
Per term, I mean, per term.
600 per term?
Yes.
Okay.
You know the funny thing with these admin things, right? Wait, chill. When you bring up something good, it always has some negative effect.
But then I understand it in this way. This is when we are trying to come up with this free education.
Yeah.
And
For
this
the
is
first time, right?
for the first time. And
No,
we are
it's not
trying.
for the first
Exactly.
time.
No, like after a long time.
Yes, after
when
a
I
long
also
time.
brought it up, even Kaunda, it was in Kaundas also.
Yes.
Kaundas Virginia. So
It
now,
was in Kaundas, not Manaus.
not Manawasa.
So the way it is right now, they are trying to. This is just for the first term, right? 3 months.
Yes.
So they're trying to. If this won't work out, probably
they can change the plan,
They can
right?
change the plan. How about we come up with it? To me, yes, the funds might not be enough, but
yes.
then they are trying. Let's see if this is going to work out just for 3 months. If 3 months fails,
Is that
let's
not
come
now?
up with it.
Is that not now freestyling the nation? It's like okay, let's try this. If it fails now, let's try like a try and error kind of.
No,
arrangement.
not sure try and error. They've already implemented because they told them to say as they're acting. They told them to say we'll bring free education. As we are starting free education, we're going to fund. I mean, we're going to give the money that amount of money that they've given.
Yes.
Now it depends right now when they share that money per month, which means you said maybe per school. I mean, each and every school be getting about 30,000.
Not even that, like 30, 25. Somewhere.
Exactly, meaning approximately per month it's about 8,000 or 10,000.
10,000, yes.
Of which I know it's not enough.
Not enough.
It is not really enough. But then they want to try this term. If it fails, then obviously they're going to increase.
Yes.
We just hear views from other people.
Don't you think this is just a joke? This thing of free education and that thing.
That's the question
It's
I
a
want to
joke.
ask to say, Mr.
How-
Bernard.
how is it?
Are you for the idea of a
Come
free
here.
education?
I want you to come near.
Listen.
I want you to come.
Listen.
Come here.
Why trying something when you know that it's not going to work?
We don't know whether they know it's not going to.
No. I'm coming from Dola, okay?
Yes.
And there's a nearby school, just nearby my place, Kabushi Primary School.
Yes.
Because of the rains that we had the other time, all the roof was
removed, yes.
was removed. You see, so currently the school is in a state where it can't even. Once we open schools,
They won't even start operating.
they will not.
But-
Why?
but
They don't have funds. They're still waiting for the same thing
But wait,
from the government.
wait. Doesn't that come under CDF?
Yes, of course, under CDF, but there is a certain amount which is allocated to schools.
For that.
Yes, okay, but when you believe me, this thing is going to kill our education system, our schools.
Exactly.
Actually,
That was my first
it's
question.
going to
say.
kill our schools,
Bro.
They should have just, the government should have allowed pupils to be paying a certain percentage.
But still, if the students start paying a certain percentage, the opposition will still come back and bash them again. The same given window who's saying 200. He will come and bash them. Say you said free education,
That's
but again,
why, these are politicians. They should be coming up with manifestos which are realistic. You see? Not coming up with something just for the sake of coming up with it, You implement without considering the negative part.
and then another question that I have: do you think Zambia is according to our financial status, John? Do you think Zambia is at the level where we are able to facilitate free education using our own financial status the way it is right now?
No, I don't really think so.
But is this thing going to?
They would have waited
A little longer.
Yeah, a little longer, maybe after a year or two. So otherwise, that's coming into power and start implementing free education. It's not going to help them because people are expecting a lot from them right now, and it's just not working.
Anyway, let's see where this goes. But this year, let's see how this goes. It's going to be a disaster, right? Webb, you were trying to say something, right?
Exactly. My first question, actually, it was going to Brother Bernard, because that's why I asked at first.
Yes.
Brother Bernard, are you for the idea or you're not for the idea? He said, no, it's not for the idea. But remember time back ago, I was with him in the same room, and then he was like, you know what, bro? I feel free education, but it's a good thing, and I know he's going to implement it. But so he's saying, no, I think it's going to kill us again. So I'm trying to understand it. How is it going to kill us? Because that
was the time UPND was in opposition, right?
Yes, was in opposition, and then he was their number one fan, and then he was even saying, but if they do this, it is going to work out. Trust me, I'm a teacher, I know what I'm talking about. Just like he's saying now. No. Somehow the thing is, to me, I feel these things, they've given out this money, and those are ideas that have been brought. Yes. This is a government that listens to people and people's ideas. Yes. So if they say this has failed, don't you think the next time they'll be releasing this money, they will increase, or they're going to tell them, okay, 100 kwacha or 200 kwacha? To me, I feel it's going to work out.
I think the 200 kwacha thingy can work out. But what I'm thinking is, you know what? Why our education, right? Why can't we come up with ideas where schools are self-sustainable? Like they come up with ventures, like every government school should come up with ventures that facilitates for their own finances. Like let's say, for example, right? Mm-hmm. Every school should own at least a farm or some gardens somewhere where they're doing their vegetables. They should be doing poultry, laying chickens for that.
Most of the schools I know are into that actually.
I've seen Livala, they just opened a fish pond at Livala.
Yes. But then you have to, that's business, eh?
Yes.
They should have customers. after laying the same thing, they should know what to take, Yeah. And also markets in business becomes another challenge. You can have good goods there, but if you don't have customers, those things...
Then find customers then. Market it very well. So.
That's not a problem, but again, it's not an easy thing. Okay?
Yeah, they're concentrating on businesses, they're concentrating on
what I'm failing to understand is that, yes, quite alright, I was a UPND sympathizer. I really wanted them to win.
Same here.
And I'm happy that they won.
Yes.
They have a lot of good ideas, but for the free education one, we really need to be careful. By the way, do you know that in the SADC region, it's only in Zambia where schools were actually cheap. 600 per term. Go to Congo, DR. Do you know how much they pay in public schools per month?
Mm-hmm.
The cheapest school, they pay maybe around 500 kwacha per month. You see, they pay per month.
500 kwacha?
Yes, per month.
10.
But
which one is 500? 500
kwacha
per month, not per month.
Yes,
500 kwacha
per month. Yes, but here we are paying. Pupils were paying 600 per term, the whole term.
Yeah, which is like
200 per month. You see, schools were cheap and the quality of education was so good. So I feel this thing of free education, if the government really want to stick to their promises, they should just see how they can add more money. Otherwise, the money that they've allocated to schools right now,
it's a 300 and something kwacha. Mm-hmm. How much do you think it can be enough?
How much I can think it's enough?
Mm-hmm. It's 300 kwacha. How much do you think is enough?
We have big schools, like each school has its own needs,
Yes.
We have big schools like Kabulonga Girls, Kabulonga Boys, and other things.
Yeah.
So,
if you're saying 300 is not enough, how much, in your own just thinking, can be enough? I'll ask everyone. John, how much do you think can be enough?
How much I think can be enough is maybe, let's just say 50,000.
Wait.
Yes.
50.
Yes, 50,000.
They've done 300,000. And they're saying 50,000.
300,000.
No,
it's 300. Oh, sorry, it's 300 million. You mean per school 50,000?
50,000. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So that means you're talking about approximately about $1 billion.
Yes.
Per term.
Because look, a heavy burden on the government.
That's what I'm saying. We're talking about almost $1 billion per term.
Obviously, you're not went with Kaunda. Let's move on.
I think it worked because the population was even.
It's going to favor some schools because some schools are small, some schools are big, and where they are given the same amount, it doesn't really adding up because you find that Kablonga boys
has maybe 5,000, 15,000 or 20,000 students, and then they'll be a school that has got only 500 students.
Each Warrior Primary School will be given the same amount
as Kablonga
boys.
Yes.
So I think
and then they also said community schools. Some community schools only has like 150 pupils, 300 pupils,
and out of 150, maybe only 50 come to school.
Okay.
I feel. Don't you think all the teachers are not for the idea of this?
That's what you think.
Education, yes. And no one so far, no one has said no. This is a good thing. All the teachers, whether those that are employed in Angowata, whatever employed, deployed to Kuambomba, won't say they are saying this is a bad thing. So I still
think it's a good thing. It's only the amount which is just not enough.
Exactly.
And with Zambia is not yet at the point where it can sustain itself in that way.
I think they would have first maybe tried with community schools, see how it's working, and then they can include all the public schools. Yes.
Community schools, how much do they pay?
They don't pay.
Exactly. So why do you even think they should start with community schools when they don't even pay? Because that's already free education to them.
That is why it's called the community school, because people that go there are the ones that really need free education because they don't pay anything, and maybe their learning environment.
Some community schools, there's a certain amount. Let's say, for example, Jaire, the one we went to last time, they pay 100 kwacha. There's some community schools that actually pay something per term. So I think maybe if 200 can be too much, maybe 100 kwacha per month. Every student,
okay,
every pupil, right?
Let's see. To sum up all this, let's see where this is going to reach us, and let's see.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated, and we'll keep talking about it until next time. We'll see how this term goes, and we'll see how it affects us, how it affects the education system, and we'll keep on talking about it. We are still here. The podcast is still here. And then about the fuel prices, yeah. How much of this has affected you personally?
Me, I wouldn't say it has not affected me. No, it has, because they have really increased the prices, as in transport fares.
The fares are very high.
Yeah, the fares are very high. Like we could just pay maybe 5 kwacha when going to town, but this time it's 10 kwacha. Now let's say if I'm working from a garden, then I'm coming from here.
Where is here?
Ballaston 10 kwacha, then from town it's 13 kwacha now.
Okay, in short, where you used to spend, let's say, 50 kwacha transport, you're now spending 100 kwacha, right? It's like it has doubled, right?
Yes, exactly. So if I say it has not affected me, I'll lie. It has really affected me. However, there's a reason why.
Okay, before we get to the reason, let me ask another guy. John, how much has this fuel and transport increase, whatever, has affected you?
It has affected me a lot because looking at where I would spend maybe a 20 kwacha, I'm actually spending a 30 50 kwacha or so, and then where fuel for 100 kwacha would take you, I think this time around you need about 200 150 to go there. So I think this fuel issue has affected.
Here's Bernard again. Bernard, I've just asking the guys. He went out, so he's back again. This guy is very movious. I'm asking, how much of this has this fuel increments affected you?
It has affected me in all angles. All angles. Transport. Even foods, commodities are expensive. Some have even taken advantage to double the price, you see. On the copper belt, it's worse.
Really?
Yes. The same fruit scanner we are buying here at 9 kwacha.
9 kwacha.
On the copper belt, you're already buying at 12 kwacha.
Serious?
Yeah, some 13, even beer, honestly. Some of us alcoholics. So we've really been affected. So I feel the government, the same money they're releasing elsewhere, why can't they channel it to the same thing of fuel?
I feel like I still feel like the fuel prices, the increment of fuel was still inevitable. Like it was supposed to be done. Either ways, this was supposed to be done.
Oh, I heard that the PF was owing a lot of money. I don't know.
Not the PF, the Zambian government. The PF is not owing anyone any money, but the Zambian government is owing.
This money is coming from the same coffers they are saying were empty.
And
so now
releasing money.
Yes. So now,
where is the same money coming from?
Where is the same money coming from? Because when they came into government, they are saying they found the coffers.
Maybe they've been filled up.
How?
We don't know. Bola bet 20%.
No. We have a very good system in Zambia with SDA. Just in 2 days at the border, they are able to raise funds to pay all the civil servants.
In 2 days?
Yes, in 2 days.
Really?
In 2 days.
In all the borders? From all the
you can
borders.
say it, yes.
Serious?
Yes, 2 days. We make a lot of money. Apo tatulalanda na pia man targets ka?
Tatulaka na kuma companies ama tax.
Not only that, na informa tax ngato amukushita mshoprite whatever we buy, mavats, you see. Government makes a lot of money. So they should even stop talking about the PF. They're the ones in control of the money. Let them just work.
But what I'm thinking is that the fuel, right? When they said PF has Zambia was owing these fuel suppliers a lot of money. I don't know how much the figures are, but I don't know. Allegedly, I hear it's about roughly $600 million US or something like that.
Not long ago, when the PF were in power,
yes,
our current president, but then he was the opposition leader.
Yes.
He used to blame the PF. Even gave us a lecture on Facebook.
Yes, I remember that. But maybe it's because he didn't know what was actually on the ground.
So you mean he was talking about something that he didn't know about?
He was talking about the formula that can actually work if things were actually right. I'm not defending him.
How do you talk about something you have no idea of?
Bruh, you wanna win the election?
Then
it was a 50-50 thing. He wanted one to convince you people so that you can vote for him. Number two, he had an idea. Obviously, if this thing happens, it's going to work out. But then here he finds the coffers. The coffers were empty. You know what he said? What do you expect?
The coffers.
Yeah, exactly. So he needed to raise the money, and then. There's nothing that he can.
But still, at this point, I still don't think it's the right time to blame them over this thing. Listen, Zambia is owing a lot of money from these fuel suppliers, and we are risking those fuel suppliers to stop supplying us fuel.
Exactly.
You know what that would have led to? Shutdown of the country. Buses, everything would have shut down. Everything, the economy would have shut down. You understand, right? So now what they did was, they removed subsidies. Why are you paying subsidies using borrowed money? Like that is avoidable. You understand, right? We were paying subsidies. We are paying that 4 kwacha that they removed from every 1 liter. The government was paying at least 4 kwacha 15 way for everyone. Whenever you buy 1 liter, 4 kwacha 15 way. You understand, right? That 4 kwacha 15 way was borrowed. And how many people were refilling in a day? You understand, right? And that was happening for the past 4 to 5 years. So we have a lot of money that we are owing. So what they have done is, let's remove these subsidies. We clear this debt. When we clear this debt, we negotiate with the suppliers, and then we bring back the subsidies, which is a very good plan. This plan might be painful now, but trust me, dawn is coming.
Exactly.
What do you think?
We suffer just for a little while because we need to start from the roots.
Yes,
for us to make things right, we cannot just make them come on and boom. Things are right just there. We need to start from the roots.
Somewhere.
Exactly. We start from.
And I like.
We are building there.
The foundation will be very strong.
Exactly. We're trying to build the foundation right now here, so that in front, come 23 years. I don't know, 3 years from now.
Yeah.
He said, I'm not here to convince you guys that to vote for me again.
2026. I'm here just to fix the fucking economy.
Please.
No, but then we're
You expect him? Please.
Those are politics.
It's still politics, but at least
still politics, but something
but
which
but
is
do you
real.
think it's something that's going to work out?
It's
still?
real. We would be at risk if we just say that we reduce, as in, if the fuel price reduces, we'll be at risk. Trust me, we'll not have anywhere. I mean, anywhere we're going to
Suppliers will stop bringing the fuel.
Once they stop bringing the fuel here, that means we'll have
total
nothing. Shut down. And won't even manage. And there's Corona.
And then John and Ben, I'm going to ask you this question, two of you. Do you think this is already the right time to judge the president? It's only been 5 months.
Let's see how the
Is it the right time?
Yes or no?
the right time. No, I don't think it's
Good.
the right time.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Now, do you think it's the right time to start saying, okay, the government is poor? This is a poor government. Yes or no?
You can still judge a team from the way they are playing, even at 10 minutes into the game, you know. But we are still giving him time. Who judge?
How long are you giving him? Like, how much time are you giving him?
No, this guy is saying you can judge a team with the way they are playing just in 10 minutes. Do you know what it simply means?
I know.
Exactly. Tell him to explain before he tells you to say no, we can do this. No,
What do
There are some moves. We can just see that. They'll
judge
not-
to say this?
Yes. They will not take us.
Like the example, the free education move.
Yeah.
So for now, what are you saying? Do you think this government is going to succeed in the next 5 years? Do you think so? Yes or no?
Well, on most aspects, like they're working on different things.
Yes.
So far, they are trying their best. Like I've seen, they've paid retirees.
Yes.
They've paid also farmers.
Yes.
Things that the PF couldn't do.
Yes.
They've done some recommendable jobs so far. So I can't really just throw mud at them without at least giving credit on some achievements so far. But
I think for now, since this is when their budget of $10 billion has started working, let's see how they are going to fare. If they fail, I think that's when we can judge. By the end of this year,
So for now, we're giving them this year, right?
Yes, we're giving them this year because this is when their budget has come into operation. So I think somewhere October, November, we'll
Be able to tell that, okay, bafunan kanya babambo kutuingira mmano ka mure mashana ba bingira mumenda pushana pa this time.
It's okay. To me, tend to appear if fine festival to mono for chalaba. One mono for mo chabela, maybe things will work out. Yes, but I still have hope.
I still have hope as well. I still have a lot of hope.
And I trust these guys. The way they've just started, I feel Kuntan Shoko today, he doesn't want to please people to say, guys, nafunya kofi onso for narandire no, and then Kuntan Shimwambo suffer. No. I'm be the paper and why I say, okay, it's good, let them suffer for a little while and benefit Kuntansh. Because he knows that everything is back at France Fiadio like as it is now. And then the guy comes in and says, okay, guys, we're going to suffer for a little while and what? Benefit Kuntansh. That's why I still believe in this person.
So then that's him.
Eh?
No. That nigga has never suffered, bruh. That guy's got money.
Even when we were suffering in PF, was he?
He wasn't suffering. Okay.
I think we just have to be careful because 1.8 kuna wena tabare sub we know.
Okay, so apayala so 2021 but John. Nalamba na Ben. How can you describe 2021 in a nutshell?
Well,
Not this year, previous year, not 2021.
It was a tough year, but then we did something great that we will always be proud of.
Removing the PF.
Yes, Zambia was turning into Zimbabwe, but thank God, Zambians are crazy and clever. We did what was supposed to be done.
All right, cool. Webby, how can you describe 2021 in a nutshell?
2021 was, to me, that was a pathetic year. I trust me, that was a very pathetic. I wouldn't say it was good. It was bad just from the way to go from the 1st January up to the time.
December.
Yes, In fact, you don't have to 1st December, but up to the time we change the president, at least we had hope, even if we are living in
a dingy nation.
Exactly. We should have what? Maybe you don't know exactly what will happen. Maybe it will change. But then we still had hope to say, okay, things are going to change. But actually, 2021, my guy, no, that it was a pathetic year to me.
John, 2021.
2021. All I can say is we survived 2021 by the grace of God. Otherwise, it wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy year.
Myself, I still say 2021 was an eventful year. It had a lot of ups and downs. That's all I can say. We had some good moments, bad moments, sad moments. It was everything in one year.
You sure you had some good moments?
Bruh, we celebrated the elections.
Oh yeah, maybe that was only the good.
That's what I'm saying, but it's still a good thing, man. We celebrated that shit.
Ups and downs, and most of the things that we had, we never even had the ups.
And 2021, I was broke, man. Ish. Boy, 2022, what do you expect?
Well, to my own side, I really expect to see some changes.
Positive, negative?
Positive, especially on my personal level.
Okay.
Yeah, and also other things.
That's very good.
And for the government, we wish them all the best. We want them to succeed anyway.
You want Zambia to succeed?
Yes.
Thank you so much. That's a very good thing. Actually, I'm proud. If you say personally you're going to achieve something and they're expecting something major, congrats, man. But John, you don't 2021.
2021 or 2?
Sorry, 2022.
It's 2021, man.
Boy, I've never been in 2022, boy. I've only been in this year just for 4 days, man. John, 2022.
2022. Okay, so far so good, but I'm talking
so far so good, boy. It started with a bang, man.
Boy. First we start eating. That's when but I think
so far so good.
So far so good, maybe.
But what do you think?
Things are going to be better. Way better.
Serious, personally,
this is the Tukashitakoka Subaru.
But John, 2022,
Web.
But web 2022. Boy, should have been there and I wish not you.
Now man, I'm expecting a lot. Like a lot in 2022.
A lot of bad things or good things.
A lot of good things. A lot of good things. But then before a lot of good things, before a lot of those things, you know what? I was expecting you when the time that we were talking about the change of government, I thought you were going to talk about inflation. Why did it just change after the change of government from there? I was expecting you to talk about it before even talk about 2022.
The inflation rate.
Yeah, the inflation rate. I don't know.
Number the inflation rate now it's full like in October. In November, the inflation rate was at 19.4, right?
Exactly.
Percent, right? And then in December, it dropped to 17.4. Was it 17 or 16? 17.4, which is a very good thing. But now, if you check now, it's back at 19.2.
Exactly.
So what do you think is causing that? Is there something the government is doing right? Or is it just a coincidence that these things are happening?
To me, when the government came in, they were doing something. Okay, you remember at some point, quite poor. I want to end that in the show thermo circulation in Dalama. Maybe that is the reason why. Exactly. Papa, in fact, was the inflation rate. Cash and capon. I want to celebrate. Okay, this is good. This is the reason why the government didn't want to print money so that you can have a lot of money, because that is one of the causes each tenant can raising a But again, I believe with December more sana ama shopping. I want to ama Christmas.
And then na imbile ngajana nkanokusta shan foreign exchange and shan
exactly. So those things, if I share increase na if I know fearing what can moisture shan yakola, but I know ta konkanya pokwela it will drop again.
But Ben, inflation, what do you think caused the inflation rate to drop December? Naturally, after getting January,
I think maybe it can be because of the reduction of corruption or something. Okay, to be honest with you,
corruption also.
Yes.
Very important.
there is some discipline now with the new government.
Yes.
On how the funds, resources are being spent. Unlike what we were
previous regime.
Yes.
Exactly.
So I think it's a major also
Contributing factor.
yes, contributing.
John, what do you think
about the inflation rate?
Mm-hmm. Why is it playing
I don't know whether it's just lucky or things are really happening, because when the new Don government came into power, everything just started dropping. The dollar, inflation rate. So I don't know whether they are working, they're doing something right, or maybe it's just lucky. But let's wait and see.
What do you think? Do you think it's a government, or maybe it's because of like something happened?
Okay. Inflation rate again. The point he tackled when he said corruption. That is one of the most important things. If you're having the exchange rate, if it goes high, expect the inflation rate also to drop. Okay, and then also, like you said, you mentioned on printing money, right? The government did not print more money. Why? Because they are scared of the inflation rate to go high, to skyrocket. And once that happens, our money becomes useless. 100 kwacha will be as good as just a 10 kwacha, is it? So I think there's something they're doing right. Not printing money is something right? Right? Yeah. So that's a good thing.
Right.
So
there's no point. You print a lot of. you print more money. Then we have 100 kwacha. That's just 100 kwacha. It is nothing. Okay. Yes. Value it's nothing, because the more you print money, the more value ile station ile pona. So you can print a lot of money, then the value you are losing, and then we've done nothing. So you do not print, then when you have that 100 kwacha, most of value
so let's wait and see. Maybe let's talk something. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for coming through. Ndemi for na foot ben mulisa available na tukatama topics. When are you going?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Okay, maybe one of these days I'll call. There's a very good topic that I would like us to talk about. Okay. Yeah, so before you go, we'll record it, and then maybe we can pre-record and then we'll post it maybe the other week. But Johnny, thank you so much for coming. Webi, I'm a very regular. Next week, take a bounce. Otherwise, guys, he's in the building. I talk background, making those goromaida in, but but otherwise, guys, thank you so much for listening. Subscribe to all the platforms: Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. We are on Spreaker. We are everywhere, man. But John, to the ponze number pakonzo ko ayo katsanga anka konze kutsanga Spreaker Shan for YouTube. If you want to otherwise subscribe. It's been a good one. Bye.
Thank you guys.